Can you store dry goods for long-term storage in an empty paint can? Hi, I'm Jonathan, the Provident Prepper. We had an email from Jim and he was wondering if it would be okay to use metal paint cans, unused paint cans, to store dry goods by putting a Mylar liner inside. One of the challenges we face is getting the Mylar, the gallon-sized Mylar bag down into the corners. So we've got it down in there, and now we're just going to start filling this. And as we fill it, we will push this down, and that should help push that bag into all the bottom there. So we'll just get this bag filled up. We've got this can mostly full. We're using split peas, and this would be about the right size for us. If we're, for our family, this would be a good size. So we're going to kind of tap this down, press it down, and actually pressing it down seems to be getting that Mylar pushed into the perimeter there. And then we will just continue filling this and compacting the food to try and make it as efficient as possible. Now we've got the bag probably about as full as we can get it, because by the time we get this bag all tucked down in here, we need to be able to get the lid on it. So now we're going to add our oxygen absorber. And then we are ready to start sealing this up. And we'll use our little straight iron here to start sealing this up. Okay, so my wife's just corrected me. This is not a straight iron. This is a flat iron. But whatever it is, I'm going to use this to continue to march across this bag and seal it up until I have just a little bit left here. Now we're going to start tucking this down a little bit, push out whatever air we can, and then we'll finish sealing this. Okay, I think we've got it. So now it can tuck down in here, and we'll put this lid on and tap it down. Okay, another important part of this is make sure you label your containers. Have you ever gotten a bunch of containers filled and then you said, oh, I'm not sure what was in which thing, so you put question marks on it, and it's just a guessing game for the next 20 years. So this is split peas, and this is 2021. And there you have it. So now we had the creative juices going. We thought, okay, we have all these number 10 cans. It's such a waste to throw them in the trash. So we thought, well, maybe is this a possible way to utilize these? So again, we have the same kind of process. We're using, again, a gallon-sized Mylar bag. And it is just a little bit of a challenge to get that down in there. But we will start filling this. Okay, now we've got that bag about as full as we can get it. We're going to put in an oxygen absorber and seal this bottle back up. And then at this point you kind of have two options. One is you could cut this bag off so you don't have as much stuff on top to try and pack in. I'm probably going to try and keep that bag whole, just so that when we want to reuse that, we've still got it. Every time you use these bags, you lose a little bit. So I'm going to just try and see if we can seal this up as it is and tuck it in the can. Okay, with just a little bit of an air hole there, we're going to try and squeeze out any air. And then finish the sealing. Okay, so now we're going to just tuck this down inside, and in this case we're using a plastic cap to seal that shut. So as an extension to the metal can idea, if you want to go extreme, you could pick up some of these 55-gallon metal cans. I was able to get these for $10 a piece on an online yard sale, and these would do the same job. These are going to be rodent proof. They have a lid that's tight and a band that seals that. You could put a lot of Mylar bags of food into this can and seal it up. We did have one of our viewers tell us that he had been able to find some 55-gallon Mylar bags. That's certainly an option. Our preference though is to use the smaller bags and then be able to pull them out one at a time. If we had a 55-gallon Mylar bag, it would take us a long time to go through that much rice, but being able to take out 1 or 2 bags at a time, really a great solution. But either way, you get the job done. These barrels also come with a metal band that seals the lid on. Once you have the band on the barrel, it can just be secured with a bolt and a nut. Mylar bags are such a great way to extend the storage life of your dry goods, except that they do have a vulnerability, and that is that rodents can get through here in no time at all. That is why you need something like a metal can to protect them. If you put your dry goods in these in a cool place, you can get 20 or 25 years of shelf life without any problem at all. First of all, we want to thank Jim for his question, because that's really how we do a lot of learning. We try new things. Some of them work out well, others not so well, but it's part of the learning process. So let's compare and contrast here a little bit. This is really a nice solution. This can is at least mouse proof and probably rat proof. It's pretty tough. It's going to be really tough to get in here. So that's one thing I do like about this. On the downside, this can cost $6 at the paint store, which seemed way out of line to me, but that's what we had to pay to get the can. So that is a fairly expensive can, but reusable. That lid will come off and it can be resealed back. So that is a possibility. This one, we're reusing an asset that we don't have a lot of use for. Number 10 cans, if we've got a lot of them, we just end up having to recycle them. So this is maybe a good use for this. The downside of this is this plastic lid. It might be rodent resistant, but it's not going to be rodent proof. A mouse could get in through this, and I suppose if you had cans stacked on each other, that might help, but you still have a little bit of vulnerability because of the plastic lid. But either one of these is a reasonable solution and something that you could try. And now for the question of the day. What do you do with all your empty number 10 cans? Comment below. And thanks for being part of the solution.